Hello everyone, I am back with more DESTASH lots. I have about 8 or 9 lots, so I will probably break this into 2 separate videos. The first video, this will be lot A, and here's what you will get. Most of these lots are going to be $18 shipped. I think there might be 1 or 2 lots that will be $22 shipped. So here's what you are getting in this lot. Again, this is lot A. You are going to get some vintage wrapping paper that has not been opened. And then I have some stationery. And I think most of this stuff is going to be vintage. This is a lot of stuff that I was collecting for junk journals. So all of this stuff is perfect for your junk journals or really any type of crafting. But here's some stationery, and I've never seen stationery like this before. I don't know if it's intended for you to write on this because it came with envelopes and stationery, but it has a very nice feel, and if you like paper and the feel of paper, you'll probably like this. But I had enough that I kind of divided up into several different packages, so that will be in there. And then I have some really cute, yes, these are vintage because they do have, I believe the box had the date on them, and they were from the 90s, I believe, early 90s. So you'll see they have some nice age on them, and I did take them out of the box so they would fit into the small flat rate envelope. So you will get those, and I think there's still several there, and I believe they're blank on the inside. But they say wild flowers speak the language of friendship, and I thought they were very pretty, but you will get that. Here is a little marble look sack, and then I still have a few of the cigar cuttings vintage sacks left. I do think some of this stuff is repackaged from a few lots that I didn't sell, but I have gathered even more stuff from my craft room. I still have a lot more to go, so hopefully these lots will sell quickly. But here we have some cards, and I believe this is the last of my sign language cards. I had enough to divide up into several packages, so they're really cool, I think, and they have the words on the back, and this one actually has love, so I thought that would be nice. Then we have some smaller vintage cards, and I believe these came out of a magic set or something, I'm not sure. So here is this, and this is also vintage. Okay, 1972. And I think these are learning games or something like that, but they're vintage. Then you will also get a package of, I don't know if there's 20 in here. I think that there is, but blank envelope and cards. So you will get a package of those. There's some more flash cards, and I think these came from some type of game or something. They are vintage, and these are really great for junk journals. Here's a package of heart paper clips, and I'm down to just a few of these left. And here's some more learning cards, 1970, so you will get a stack of those. Here is some beautiful vintage wrapping paper, and I just thought those little birds were adorable. So it has not been opened. You'll get that. Here's a brand new, well, I should say never used. It's not brand new because it is vintage, 10 cents, and it is a greeting card. So you will get that. And we have some letter sheets here, and it's kind of a theme with the flowers. So you get that, and then here is a package of stationery. I think this is vintage, probably 90s. It looks like it's been ripped open, but I don't think anything has been used out of it. So you will get that. So that is going to be lot A. Oh, a few more things. You will also get this stack of cards, and they have, I guess that's fruit. Yeah, apples, pears, and other fruit. So you'll get that, and then a brand new package of ribbon. So that is lot A. Okay, this will be lot B. All right, so we have some doilies here. I think they're vintage, but I'm not positive, so you'll get a baggie of those. Several of the vintage seam binding, lace seam binding. We have bias, hem facing there. There's some more lace, some seam binding. Here is a roll of fabric ribbon. And more seam binding. Here's a cute little handkerchief, and that is vintage. Here we have some claim checks, repair tags. These are vintage. You'll get several of those. And a couple of the marble look mini lunch sacks. Here's some ribbon. Here is a package of stationery. And I believe it's vintage. I'm not sure. Probably from the 90s or something like that. So you'll get that. And one of the vintage cigar packages. Oh, okay. So some of this stuff has been repackaged because there's that little Mad Bluebird. And there's the artist that took the picture. I just did not have the heart to throw this away because I think that it would really go nicely in a nature junk journal or something like that. Here is a transfer pattern, and I picked these up because I really liked the graphic on it, but you could use it for an envelope or something in a junk journal, and it does still have some of the transfers in there, and that is vintage. There's some more seam binding. Here is some statement business blanks, so I thought those would go nicely in junk journals. Here we have some stationery with different images on it. Here's some of the book belongs to stickers you can put inside of your book and write your name. Here we have some vintage wrapping paper that has not been opened. And here's some little cards. These have not been opened. And they do have their little envelopes with them. Here's some vintage ruled notebook paper. And you can see there's nice aging on those sheets, perfect for a junk journal. Here we have some more ribbon. There's some velvet ribbon. And it looks like most of this stuff kind of has a green theme to it. There's some more lace, some seam binding lace. There's some more lace, and then here is just a little package of ribbon and lace. I was saving these to make tags to put on the top of tags. So that is going to be lot B. All right, this is going to be lot C. Again, we have some of that red polka dotted stationery with the envelopes. You will get this, I believe it's wrapping paper. Yes, wrapping paper, and it is vintage 1993. We have some more vintage wrapping paper, some flowers. Here is another one of the vintage 1990, what are these called? I guess ABC tablets. And you can see this one really has some nice aging on that one. Here is a vintage, never used greeting card, still in the plastic. And this lot has some of the, what did I say, 1970 instruction cards. I believe it's for learning. Here you will get a package of the blank note cards and envelopes in there. Here is one of the vintage cigar scrap bags. And then here's an assortment of different cards. I had so many, I tried to divide up a nice selection into, you get the happy card, a nice selection of the flashcards and everything into each bag. So we'll see how I did. Here is a package of bow tie, oh gosh, paper clips. You will get, this is an embellishment. It has the foam dots on the back, so you'll get that embellishment. Here's some more cards. Some more of those tiny little cards. And more flashcards. So, oh, and these are some of the sign language flashcards. And then you will get a package of ribbon. This is new and never been opened. So that is going to be lot C. And this lot will also be $18 shipped. Alright, I think I will do this last lot and then stop the video there and go to part 2. But this is going to be lot D. Okay, for this lot, you are going to get some vintage wrapping paper. Here is one of those marble lunch sacks, mini lunch sacks. You'll get some of the vintage repair tags. We have a vintage sewing pattern. And another one of those transfer patterns. And I believe there's transfers in there, yes. So here is one of the vintage cigar cutting baggies. Here is some vintage gift wrap. Never been opened. We have seam binding, more seam binding. Here's some lace seam binding. There's more lace seam binding, some little vintage tags, some lace seam binding, an assortment of seam binding. There's some rickrack. There's some more seam binding. You are going to get some of those 1970s cards. These are perfect. I used these to make, I covered them with craft paper or scrapbooking paper, and then I put some journaling cards, or I stamped some lines so they could turn into a journaling piece to go inside of a journal. So then I punched some holes at the top and put some ribbon, and they really turned out cute. So you can do that on both sides, and just it will give you some additional space for journaling. We also have, here's a blank card. Here is some ribbon, never been opened. We also have some more vintage wrapping paper. Here is a strawberry applique, and then we have, I think this is antique. I'm looking for a date, 1903. Music sheets. Let me just show you what it looks like on the inside. So this is going to be lot D. If you are interested, I will link my email address below. Just send me an email. Let me know what lot you're interested in. It will be PayPal only. Again, they're going to be $18 shipped. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching.